Hey, good afternoon traders, and welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to do things a little bit different. We're going to do our midweek update, but I wanted to start with my P&L from January 1st through today. So if you start at the top left, what you can see is I've made and realized about $380,000 year to date. That includes a combination of swing trades as well as day trades. My trade win ratio is 72%. Day win rate is 81%. You can see this net cumulative P&L. So I wanted to kind of just show this, just to share with you. I'm a real trader in the weeds, just like you guys, fighting in and day out, and just wanted to kind of validate kind of what I do in my technical analysis. So now what I'll do is I'll just quickly change this to just August and just show you kind of how August is looking. Obviously, you're going to see the good with the bad. So month to date, really good month, 59,470, 62% win rate. Usually, it's a little bit lower than what I'm normally used to. I'm usually over about 70%. But I had some option closeout and some things like that that kind of affected that. But as you can see, 59,000 roughly on the month. You can see kind of the week by week. Obviously, this week was a really good week. I closed out some nice swings that I had going. And then this week, obviously, is doing pretty well, too. This hasn't posted my other account. I actually did another 3K in today's account. So tomorrow, that will look like 5,000. But in any event, really good month. And yeah, just kind of want to start with that. So let's kick it off and let's jump right into the SPY and kind of show you where I see things and where I think potentially things are going and some of the things that I'm actually looking out for. So you can see we're clearly defined inside this this channel right here. And you can see today we attempted to break through it, but we have this little wick. And, you know, Nvidia earnings came out. We're going to talk a little bit about that, but that obviously potentially maybe influenced the close here. But overall, really strong day. We're in this kind of bullish pattern, bullish consolidation, and this looks like it potentially can go higher. Now, with Nvidia, I don't know, how that's going to change things. We'll have to just pay close attention. You do want to pay attention to this bearish divergence we have going with RSI. Prices are going higher while RSI is going lower. So we're making lower highs here. It's kind of a common theme you're going to see not only across the indices, but also across the stocks we're going to look at. So next up is the Qs. This is kind of how I see it. Same kind of thing. We're in between this little range with this supply zone here. This supply zone here and this demand zone here. This one doesn't look nearly as good as the SPY. You can see we definitely still have this quadruple, or yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, 5 top bearish divergence with this one potentially rolling over. We have this overhead resistance here. Now we are outside of this larger channel and we do have this bullish structure, but let me switch on the 24-hour. Yeah, and you can see, after hours selling off a little bit, but it did hold pretty well given the Nvidia earnings and those things which we're going to talk about. But we are consolidating on top of this channel in a bullish posture, but we could potentially be forming this head and shoulders, right? You got the left shoulder, you got the head, and then potentially the right shoulder. So guys, be on the lookout for that, but we do have our demand zone sitting right below us, and so far it's holding pretty well. But the real indice the indice that's doing really well, in my opinion, is the IWM. The small caps are doing exceptionally well. You can see, and sorry for all these zones I have marked off here, but these are obviously demand and supply zones. You can see we are clearly in an uptrend. We have bullish structure here, and then bullish structure again we're forming right now. And today we closed above Friday's high, so that's fantastic. So this looks good. I think this is, if we could get over 236 and maybe do something like this, guys and girls, this would be stellar. Like, see this, back test this, and then we're going higher. Maybe something like this to previous all-time highs. So I like what we're in here. Could we see a deeper pullback? Of course, but as long as we're staying in this above this zone here, I like it for a move higher. I'm calling for a move higher. We're across above all the major averages. This looks good. RSI is turning back up. I'm good on it. So let's now talk about Nvidia and kind of walk through their earnings. So obviously they reported stellar earnings. They obviously beat earnings. They did exceptionally well. But they raised some concerns about the chip in China and some things like that. So it obviously sold off, but it looks like it is recovering quite well. Let's kind of jump into that. So here's the sell-off after hours. You can see, boom, all the way down to about 172. and we are trading right at about 176. So it looks like it has reestablished, it has regained, which is fantastic news. But I also want to put this on your radar, guys. So we're inside this larger parallel with this massive move up, and then we have this consolidation, right? But, big but, we broke underneath this support. So it is not confirmed yet. We have not had a close below. Actually, wait, I take that back. We actually did have a close below it. We had a close below it right there. So this candle actually confirmed this break of this resistance, or support rather. So, this is kind of all inside bar. Potentially, we could go as high as here, but I would still be looking for this to break down, guys. We have bearish divergence on the RSI. Tested it yesterday, rejected on today. So I would be cautiously bullishly optimistic in the short term, meaning we could trade a little higher, touch the top of this parallel. But, big but, guys, I think this is coming down over time. I think this is coming down. We may go a little bit higher, fake some people out. So just be careful of this one, especially with this post-earnings sell-off in the after hours. And as we move into Apple, guys, Apple looks incredible. We do have some bearish divergence to be aware of, but we are in this massive bullish structure where we are inside this kind of channel. Today, we made a new high relative to these candles here. We closed above it. Closed right at this resistance, but in the after hours, we are trading a little bit higher. And that's probably because people are rolling out of Nvidia and rolling into Apple. So I do see if we could get above 231, I could see us targeting 235. Maybe we'll peel back a little bit and then make our move higher. But Apple's looking really good, guys. Okay, moving on to Microsoft. Microsoft is trying to make a stance. We have been in this massive decline move. Again, bearish divergence. However, it does appear that it kind of reset here. So it doesn't surprise me that we're making a move here and we're higher on the day, even post-market. We're a little bit higher. So, but we are into some moving average resistance here and the 50-day here. So I expect this likely to form a bear flag off this move. Maybe come up to the 517, 520 level, and then likely reject and sell off. This had an incredible move, guys. We still have this gap filled down at 396. It's going to take some time to get there, but I could see this easily. We never really even retested this breakout from 466, previous all-time high. So I could see this kind of doing something like this, where we go do something like this, maybe even a fake out above it, and then we make our move down. So that's kind of what I'd be looking for. A little bear flag, bear structure there, and then come on down. Okay, let's move right into Google, guys. I'll try to go fast because I want to be respectful for your time. Again, we have bearish divergence here on this chart as well, but we are making, this is just kind of grinding higher, right? We have this previous all-time high. We closed above it, but we did not confirm. So I'm cautiously optimistic. This could continue to grind higher. If it does, just be aware of this. If we get something like this, though, this is possible. We could do a breakout, a back test, something like that. That would be extremely bullish, which could take us a lot higher. So first thing we want to see is a close above the 207.50 area, and then a confirming candle, which should bring us a lot higher, maybe to 217, 220. But I have been seeing some puts getting swept on the option flow. So big boys are, I think, maybe hedging or protecting themselves. Just be mindful of that. It is due for a pullback. So if we do pull back, good level to kind of look for is right there. So that kind of zone right there at 197, a good opportunity, good entry point, massive demand in this area here. Okay, moving on, guys. Let's look at Amazon. Amazon looks so goddamn, very sexy. I apologize for that. But we are in this massive move up. We have this, what appears to be a little bullish consolidation in a pennant form. So we are, and then in the short term, if we zoom in even more, we are putting in this bull flag here with this very, very nice consolidation. Made an attempt to move higher today, actually closed above the pennant, which is good, but we did not get confirmation. So tomorrow, let's look for some confirmation on that. Actually, look at this. On the 24-hour candle, we're actually selling off. So this might build out some bullish structure right here, and then we might ignite higher. So this looks good, guys, but just be careful here and make sure we get a confirming candle above this pennant to kind of set up that move. All right, let's jump into Meta. Meta, as you can see, same thing as the others, grinding higher, really good bullish structure. Bull flag here, bull flag here, bull flag here, touches the 50-day, rallies off it, gaps up, makes some attempt at some highs here, sells down. We are kind of in a bear flag though, guys and girls, if you're paying attention to this. We're kind of in this right here, so just be careful of kind of this down move, bull or bearish flag. We may have to come down, test this 700, right? Maybe we do something like this, go a little bit higher, touch this median, and then boom. So that would be a really healthy correction because we're in these two different parallels, this more aggressive upsloping parallel and then this big master parallel going back to, multiple years, several years actually. So that's kind of how I see Meta. I think it can move higher in the short term, but I'd be expecting a larger term pullback on that. Okay, let's get into Netflix. So Netflix has broken out of this descending wedge or parallel, however you really want to call it. We confirmed. However, we had this sharp move down, right? If I go and zoom in a little bit more, we had this sharp move down, built this bear flag, and then we attempted to get above it, but we're not. But on the shorter term, we're forming this kind of bull flag inside this bear flag. So, you gotta look at it depending on how you're trading and where you're kind of at with this position. This obviously could break to the upside, in which we're going to hit some supply up in this overhead zone at about 1200, 1250, or it could break down from here. So kind of for me, it's a no touch right now. I like these wicks in the supply zone that took us out, or sorry, demand zone that took us out, but then we're kind of getting rejected here at the 20. So yeah, I mean, it's a no touch for me at this point. So that's kind of how I see that one. But I do absolutely love Tesla in the long term. We had this nice move out of this pennant where we have a confirming candle. So we know this is now major support for us. So we have this bullish move up. However, we are getting rejected about 355. We put in this inverted hammer today. So we likely are going to trade down. At a minimum, probably to 345, probably already there in the after hours. Yeah. We already almost there in the after hours. So we're likely going to trade down, maybe touch this area here. I don't want to see it put in a lower low, right? I want to make sure we keep this low here. So as long as we're over 344, call it, this thing's massively bullish, guys. This thing's going to move higher. If you're not already in the position, things I'd look for is a move above this, back test, and then boom, we're off to the races. This one's sexy. I'm already in shares. I'm already in calls. October, November, I even have some Septembers that look pretty good. But yeah, that's kind of how I see Tesla, guys. All right, that wraps up the Magnificent 8, I think I did there. So now let's get into just some charts that I really like. The first one you guys probably have never heard of. It's called Frog, JFrog Technologies. It's a software company. They do some AI builds in and around that. So they have, and they are a part of the AI narrative. But look at this massive, insane consolidation back to 2021. Cup and handle, we are putting in and have put in this massive bull flag, okay, with this megaphone pattern. And guess what? We broke out of it. Look at this. It's insane. So we broke out of it. We confirmed above the megaphone pattern, and we confirmed above this pivot top high at 46. And today, we even confirmed, well, we didn't confirm. We went above and closed at 48.99. So this thing could easily move to 50.23, where I'd be looking for a pullback here into this, and then boom, we might be off to the races on this one. I mean, this is massive accumulation, ladies and gentlemen. I really like this one, so I wanted to put this one on your radar. Sexy chart. We're going higher, but you have time. This one's not going to just break out. It's been doing this for years, so you have time to get into this one. We might even see a deeper retrace, maybe touch something like that, or even here. So anywhere really in this $46 to $48 range, in my opinion, great entry. All right, next one up. It's a China play. It's Pinduo or PDD Holdings, Pinduo Duo. You can see we're confidently back inside this wedge pattern on the larger time frame, and we're outside and broken out of this bullish structure, this bull flag. We confirmed, even though we have red candles, that is a confirming move. We've back tested this pivot high, and we're at the bottom range of it. So this may want to come down a little bit more. Maybe something like this, ladies and gentlemen, something like boom this. And then I think we're attacking this 140. I was seeing some massive option flow over the past week or so where, I mean, $1 million positions that are being executed at the 130s, 135, 140 calls in October or September, October, and November. So I think, China's heating up in terms of the plays, and I think this one has a lot of movement to the upside. But you could be pretty selective on your entry. So loving this price action, love this bullish accumulation. It just needed to cool off a little bit. It got a little over its skis on the earnings. Had good earnings, obviously, and a nice surprise on the earnings, and then their revenue was even a beat of about 1% on 14.51 billion. So really good stuff. So I think this one's going to move higher over the coming weeks and months. So I'm a buyer. I'm long. I like it. Moving into another one that I think has massive potential that needs to cool off is Rocket Lab Corporation. We've broken out of this descending wedge where you can see we've broken out here, but we have these wicks. So naturally today, we had a little bit of sell-off, but now this is a confirmed move. Actually, no, it is not. We did not confirm this yet. I thought it did, on my mistake. So we're likely, guys, going to probably retrace, potentially even back into this wedge, maybe even to the bottom region. But I think this sets up nicely for a move over the coming weeks and months. Even if you wanted to kind of draw it like this and make this a little bit bigger, now we're back inside that bull flag. But guys, this is a massive bull flag. So it might need some time to consolidate more. So just watch this one. But this move is a bullish move. It's actually very similar to this stock here, where you had this kind of massive bull, massive move up, and then you had this consolidation inside this descending broadening wedge. And then look what it did, right? It busted out, and then it consolidated, back tested, wasn't really ready. And then look, it even back tested it just about a week ago to the bottom edge of that. Like, what a beautiful back test. So this thing might need to cool off a little bit too, maybe come back, retouch fit 45, but I think this one even moves higher. Although I will put this on your radar, potential head and shoulders. So just be careful of how this one moves. But clearly, I mean, these type of bull flags don't just die. They just need to cool off. So that's a good one to just kind of keep on your radar. Another bullish ticker symbol for me is DraftKings. We are inside this bullish structure, inside this parallel. We are confidently above the median line here. We are in this ascending channel. But look at this. Today, we kind of rejected. We tried to get above it. So this might need to come down and do something like this. Re-attack the 20-day here. Or maybe even that median line, maybe something like this on that previous pivot top support. So this one looks good. I like this one, but may need to consolidate. We want that. That's healthy. If you could get an entry in the 45 range with a tight stop, in my opinion, it's brilliant. And then I think this one could potentially attack the top end of the parallel. You're talking 40 or 55, 56. It's football season. DraftKings is hot. People are using it. I mean, I think this has a good move ahead of it, but may need some time to consolidate. Okay, moving into Riot. Riot is a Bitcoin miner. It has been showing, as well as the rest of the Bitcoin miners, relative strength. Bitcoin has been consolidating, selling off. What has Riot been doing? Going up, but it needs to cool off. I like an entry kind of in this $12.95 to $13 area. This kind of level right here, all these kind of highs right here. Potentially first one opportunity would be here. Second one would be here. You can see we have the volume profile, high volume nodes, a lot of action here. So this likely needs to back test. I mean, it could take off. Who knows, right? It could be there. It could be, and then we go higher, or it could be here. But either way, this is one to watch bullishly. You could see other ones like Hut. Check out Hut. Look at this. As Bitcoin's been selling off, what has Hut done? Hut's been going higher off all this bullish structure. What has Cypher been doing? Mining. It has been going higher. So there's something going on with these Bitcoin miners. They are showing relative strength. They're looking good. I like them higher. So Riot's a play for me. Just maybe let it cool off a little bit there. Okay, getting into my next idea or thought on the bullish side, on the long side, is AppLovin. Massive move higher. Look at this beautiful retest of 385. It is now, again, trying to make a move. It obviously got rejected from this supply zone. So this one also might need to cool off. Maybe do something like this, but an entry at, 438 could take us and set us up for a move into 500. So I really like this setup, entry point in the 440s. So that's what I got for you there. Okay, now let's jump into some bearish structures. Went through the Mag 8, we went through the indices, we went through some bullish swing trade potentials. Now let's get into some bearish setups. Hood. I know everyone's thinking this one's going higher, and who knows, in the short term it can, but check this out. We're in this ascending wedge pattern. What did we do? We broke down, and what are we forming? We are forming a bear flag, ladies and gentlemen. We attacked the top end of this breakdown. We have a confirming move. It attacked the 112 area, sold off, more bullish structure, and today what did it do? Put in another massive red candle. I see this one coming down at a minimum. So here are kind of my targets on this. First target is going to be this pivot low right here at about 94. Then I see it coming down, potentially filling this gap right here at 82. I know, doesn't seem likely, but it's possible. Look at the bearish divergence on the RSI, curled over. Again, I do see us coming down to 94, despite what everyone says about Hood, and I think it's going higher. It could in the short term, but like I said, this breakdown kind of sealed its fate. It's coming lower. Great entry points, though, down here in this area. And guys, girls, it'll be super healthy, right? We even have this pivot top high. If things get real bad, you're looking for 66. So those are my 3 levels on Hood to the downside. GE Veranova, same kind of thing. Check this out. Ascending wedge. What did we do? Broke down. What are we forming? Bear flag, right? Move down, bear flag. Getting, little rejection today, bearish divergence. This one's going lower. Where do I see it going? Well, same kind of thing as Hood. I see this kind of attacking this first pivot at 536. Then where do I see it going? I see it going potentially to that next pivot low, 483. So those are my targets, and then things get real bad. There we go, 437. So, and what is that, guys? Girls, look at it. Check that. It's right at the 150-day moving average on the daily. That's going to act as a magnet. Potentially, look back here. We sold off. We went from 446 all the way down to 250 before this move. What did it do? It went right through the 150-day, consolidated. So I see this acting as a magnet. I see this being the first stop, this being the second stop, and then this being the third stop. Okay, last one is Constellation Energy, also an energy play. We tried to make a move back into this parallel. We did, but what are we doing now? Selling off. Where are we at? Definitively below this parallel, forming this bear flag. First target I have is gap fill at about 273. Then I see this potentially coming down all the way to 230. So be on the lookout. All right, I'm going to go one more. We're going to go Carvana. This one's interesting. We had this massive move up, put in this on earnings, right? What did we do? We formed and put in a topping tail. That topping tail marked this move down, all inside bar in consolidation. We have a bear flag right here. So this is kind of how I have it drawn up. So I'll move that over here. So we are inside this bear, we're inside this bear flag. We had a fake out to the downside. It came back in. We had a move up to try to test this high here. And then today we put in this inverted hammer. I think it comes back in, trades back in this parallel, potentially does something like this, or just breaks down, does a median line test like that. Could do something like this, could do something like this. Either way, I think it's coming back in here. And then I think we're making a move down to this demand zone right here at about 259. We will have some stopping points along the way. First one is this one right here at 318. right there would be the first one, and then you're gonna. I could find some additional ones, but ultimately I see it back testing again this kind of area here. Look at this bearish divergence. We had to try to get a breakthrough here. Obviously failed. Came back in, broke through it a couple days. Now what are we doing? Back testing it. Now I will caveat it with this: if this holds right here, so if this holds right here, we could see a move higher, which would do something like this, in my opinion, which potentially could do this. So let me show you what that might look like. So this move, it could do something like this. We could move higher here, retest this top at 388, 389, 390, that area, and then come back in. So really just got to watch it. Depends on RSI. If RSI gets back below here, it's my first scenario. But if it doesn't, it could test this high. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That's the weekly midweek update. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you gained value. I hope that it provided some analysis that you could act off of. Actionable analysis is always what I strive to do, alongside educational analysis. So hopefully you learned some things. If you did, smash that like button. Show some love for the channel. I'm pretty new at this in terms of YouTube channel. Only been around for 2 months. I've been growing my following pretty well. I'm at about, 2,200, so I appreciate everyone who's subscribed. If you're not already subscribed, subscribe to that channel. I'm doing this to educate people, give back. I've been trading successfully for many, many years, and I absolutely love it. It's my passion, and hopefully it comes across in these videos. So comment below, let me know what you think, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care, and peace and love. Bye now.